Welcome back to another video, and today we're in Swansea in the classic car show. Let me take you on a journey through time, showcasing some of the most iconic and beautiful classic cars, right here in Swansea. Let's take a closer look at this stunning racing Jaguar.
They're much easier they're much easier than most women. Not me, obviously, but no. Very pretty. Yeah, like this is on a wall. Camera's on a wall. Yeah, it's not up.
Here we have quite a rare car, a Riley RMC. Let's take a closer look.
We don't actually take those, but we're actually classed as commercial fishermen, so we're actually allowed to take sea trouts for sale.
And here they are, the steam and traction engines. A little bit later in the video, we'll be checking them out on parade in the arena.
So we've got Dan and Dubrick on the water. Dan in the red shirt, Dubrick in the blue hat. Just setting the net out.
Let's take a look at this lovely Land Rover forward control. And here's the de Havilland Vampire T11. There you go. There's a quick view of the cockpit for you.
Now, that was 1901. Bolton decided that they wanted trams as well, because they did have horse-drawn trams, at the time, and they wanted electric. And believe it or not, they bought some off Lytham, which were ex-gas trams, diesel trams, I believe, weren't they, in Lytham?
Yeah, gas trams.
Yeah, but Bolton bought about 6 of them, I believe, and they converted them into electric.
Sure, it's a stupid question, but what's a gas tram?
Well, they had gas and diesel experiments instead of electric. That's all it was. Not very successful. The diesel tram that they had, one of them that ran over Lytham Road, there's a railway bridge, yeah, and you had to get off the tram and push it up. That's what the passengers had to do, yeah. That was the only way of doing it.
But the gas, though, they actually had presumably compressed gas?
I don't know, to be honest. I presume it was, yeah.
Goodness.
Okay. Now, this one, you had 3 people working on it. You had a driver, conductor, and a trolley boy, as they were called. Derek Shepherd was a trolley boy. The driver got £1.30 a week. The conductor got £1 a week, and the trolley boy got £1 a week. The trolley boy used to turn the pole around when it got to the end, or he'd switch the lines. Because don't forget they went electric as well. All right, so he'd switch the lines. And you had to work in all weathers. As you can see, it's open. It did have a bit of an enclosure on it to protect the driver, but Derek Shepherd decided they wanted to keep it as original as possible. It was originally an open top tram as well, as many of our trams were. Okay. So if you had money, you sit downstairs. If you didn't, you go where Slovenes were. Right? It would also deliver newspapers. So what they do is go to Tillotson and pick up the Bolton Evening News, or Bolton Standard as it was then, and they would drop them off at the different news agents on the way. Another job it had was delivering parcels. It was the original Prime, Amazon Prime. All right.
Probably back on them as well.
So it would deliver them on the way. And I believe it would also pick up cotton from Liverpool to deliver to the mills, to the cotton mills there. So they had all sorts of uses, these trams. All right. On the top you see, H, it's nothing to do with heritage. Okay, we put heritage tour on it, but it has nothing to do with it. H is Halliwell, it's part of Bolton. Okay, and then you had double, it'll be a D, or a T, Tom Moore. Okay, so it might have H on this side, and then it might have T on the other side. So as it switches round, now it's a T. And the reason that they put the letters on is because the majority of people couldn't read, even though they wrote it on the bottom as well. Okay. You couldn't smoke on a tram until the last tram at Bolton went out, then you could smoke on one. You couldn't spit on a tram, you got fined 40 shilling if you did. That's a lot of money, a couple of weeks' wages, isn't it? All right, so there was no way of spitting out the top window like we did when we were kids. Right, what happened with it? 1947, Bolton got rid of the trams and they had to sell them. You could buy one quite easy if you wanted one. They took the front end off the back end, depends which way you look at it. So the front end, back end. You ended up with that just centre section, no top deck. And a lot of them went on farms and they were converted into caravans to give kids holidays. Kids had never seen a cow before, never been out of the town. So they'd never seen a cow, they'd never seen a sheep, so it was a bit of a treat. So it converted into a caravan. This one did get converted into a caravan. And then, that is actually the Bolton tram.
Wow.
It's not a very good picture because it's been blown up. That is the Bolton one, all right? Now the farmer who had this one turned his from a caravan into a chicken shack. You want that? You can get the pictures off Google if you search for them. But he turned it into a chicken shack. And he had a couple of them left. I think the other one was 87 or something like that. And Derek Shepherd were on a ramble and he spotted it. And he got a couple of guys together and said, shall we rescue it? So it was the last remaining Bolton tram, as far as he was concerned. Another 100 of them went to Miggleton Towers and ended up as chalets in Pontins. And I always ask the older guys, have you ever slept in a tram? No. Have you ever been to Miggleton Towers in Markham? Yeah, you slept in a tram. All right. The rest of them got tipped over and scrapped, burned. That's it. The end of the tram.
I mean, I say a Spitfire. Whoa!
It's too big for a Spitfire.
Yeah. So these here Spitfires, and those Spitfires are all made of metal. Hurricane is made of metal, wood, and canvas. So the Hurricane part's a bit of metal, both wings. From your front up there, your nose, right down here, as far as these two air vents. So all that is made of aluminium, and then you start to see a change of structure. That is because all of it is made of wood. And then you throw over a canvas and you stitch it in place, and you paint it up, you know, what the colours you want, you know, brown and green. You put your markings on, roundels on both wings and your tail sash, and then you go and paint a big target on. Looks like a target, you know, to go and aim at when you're using a bow and arrow. The Hurricane was far more easier, quicker to go and repair than what a Spitfire was, especially if the damage occurs here, where everything is made of wood. What you would do, a member of your pilot's ground crew, just such as him, get a knife out, cut the piece of damaged canvas off, saw out the pieces of wood, put new pieces of wood in, find an old piece of canvas from somewhere, and stitch it on, a bit of paint. That aircraft then is ready for its flight. The cockpit inside is quite detailed, but at the moment I've only just been able to go and come back once because I've been quite ill for a few years. So next few months I'm hoping to be putting more stuff inside the cockpit. The stuff inside at the present moment, at the top there, is your gun sight. You come down, you've got a full instrumentation panel full of instrumentation that would have flown an aircraft of the type in World War II. In front of that, you have the spray grip, and the gold button is your gun button. There's a pilot seating as well, and at the moment you can't see it because it's, you know, light low down. But we're just going to replace the perspex in the canopy a few weeks ago. So the next job is to go and refit a pilot's emergency door in there. Yeah. Squadron coding, your squadron codes and your machine guns were never fitted to an aircraft inside the factory, because once an aircraft has been made, if you put your squadron codes on, there's only one squadron that can go and use it. If you paint it up, if you just go and paint it up and leave your squadron codes off, like station officer on say like Monday, might go and phone the factory and request a replacement Hurricane. So if you haven't painted your squadron codes on it, that aircraft can go to 65 Squadron, 128 Squadron or wherever. So as soon as an aircraft had landed at an airfield, say the ground crew will get out stencils and stencil on the actual codes. The codes for this aircraft, ZJL, is for the Hurricane that was based here at Squires Gate Airport in World War II for 2 weeks, and is credited with shooting down a German aircraft. The actual tyres and wheels on it are from a genuine Hurricane. All I need now is a genuine tail wheel replacement for it. I'll come down there and shoot it. As World War II went on, things are always improving, yeah? So you've got your 4 brand new machine guns fitted inside of each wing. However, certain marks of Hurricanes, they had the actual guns removed and fitted with 4 of these cannons, and that weighs an absolute ton, and that is what it fires, a shell. Brand new machine guns, inside the wing fire those are 303 bullets, but this fires a shell, and that, to go move it, is 3 people, it's so heavy. And here on the model of the Hurricane, you can see it's got a pair of these cannons fitted in each wing. They were sent out to go and fight in Malta. They were also sent out to Africa, and that to go and fight against Rommel. And allegedly, the Germans, as soon as they went and saw Hurricanes coming over with these cannons on, they knew they was in for the chop. Yeah. The aircraft has got a number of lights all round it. The wingtip, right? The pair of wingtips have got a light on. The wingtip light on this side is green. The wingtip light on this side is red. And you've got that one here. The back, and that which is purely white. The actual light up there on the top, it isn't a navigation light, it is a Morse code light. If your radio, for whatever reason, is out of order, you have a backup system inside to go and send a Morse code, because inside the cockpit you've got a Morse code key. So if you're flying home here, right, and your aircraft is damaged, you can send a Morse code message. Somebody here will pick it up and alert, the ambulance, fire engine. So like as soon as you came in to land, medical care is there, and your crash crews to come and help you. If you follow me around the back here. In World War II, you always had the same members of your ground crew, because you got to know your pilot, and the pilot got to go and know your ground crew as well. And also, if your ground crew works all the time on one aircraft, they got to know all its little faults, squeaks and rattles. Now your parachute, right, like that, was always here, right? Although it is a replica, and at the moment I've no straps for it and eyes, but So that sits on there, and the harness here is hanging down. Squadron bell goes, like I say, the ground crew are always sat around your aircraft waiting for you. So pilot comes up, and you've got a member of your ground crew stood here. A member of your ground crew would help it, would go and help the pilot on with his parachute back, and then the pilot runs up here. That there is your pull down stirrup, so that's pull down for you, and you put your right foot in there, and you see here a pair of little handholds on it. You put your right hand in there, pull yourself up, and another member of your ground crew is stood up there next to the cockpit to go and help you to go and get into the aircraft, and then it'll help you to go and fasten your seat harness on and plug your radio, into the back of your helmet. If you're going over water, as you would have done in the back of Britain, over the English Channel, you would have had one of these on. Would have one of these on. This is your life jacket, yeah? Every pilot has one, and you put it on. And when you bailed out and you landed in the English Channel, even if it's been a scorching hot summer, how cold do you think it'd be? Would it be warm water?
Hypothermic water.
Hypothermia. 15 minutes, they reckoned. So once your hypothermia hits in and you drift off to sleep, that's it, game over. So you fasten it up, and on your tunic you would have a whistle to attract attention, yeah? Because you can have like a British seaplane will come in, hopefully pick you up. German aircraft might as well stop and pick you up, and that. So this here is fastened up. Inside here is a pair of bellows, and you never inflated the life jacket until you landed in the water. And then to pull out your tube, blow into that, and it would inflate the bellows and hopefully save your life until the rescue guys get it. And everybody, the pilots and that, who used them, they used to call them a Mae West, because Mae West was a very famous actress who was, much out here, and that is why, once these are inflated, they're out here. Yeah, right. That's it. Thank you for your interest.
These two girders, there's one on this side, one on that side. It's a body lift. The tram drives in. You know that base I see showing you out there? Alright, so the tram drives in, they unbolt the body of the tram, and these raise up and they go in and lift the body up, all in one. So don't forget it's timber. If you lift your shed up in one corner, what's going to happen? Will collapse, innit? Or go out of line. So these will lift it all in one. They take the old bogie out and the old base and put the new one in and then lower the body onto it. Health and safety got involved again and shut it down. We can't use it. They say it's dangerous. Alright. Now the plan was to take it out, and I said, well, it shouldn't be taken out. It's the last one in the world, a body lifter. Alright. We should display it in some way. So the plan is actually to display it. We can't put a body on it, but we can show it off. Alright, that's all. So what they use now is these big jacks at the back. And I believe Brian, who's one of the managers here, is going for a computerised version, because you need 4 people on them jacks, one on each. So they've got to turn it once until they get the tram up. Now how they're going to lift that body, I don't know. I think it's going to be done by crane, because it's all been shored up with metal, getting it ready to lift. Okay.
Let's take a detailed look at this Lancia Integrale rally car. What a stunning vehicle.
well, nip them hand tight, they should just see the fittings. And if there's any problems, you have to replace the fittings, so I should really replace them.
There is, depends on what's in there, what fitting is.
Why not?
We haven't tried it properly, we've done it properly, it's below fault, very close. It's not something we tried.
Let's take a peek of the interior of this vehicle and just take a look at all those gauges and switches.
They're doing a grand job bringing the steamers in and helping to protect you from hot. Don't forget when you go outside, these machines are boiling hot, so don't do touching
And this one's the Westland Commando Mark II C. Let's go and take a look inside. Oh. Here's the cockpit. Again, more switches and dials that you can shake a stick at. Again, this one's quite roomy. Not a great deal of headroom, but And that's the Westland Commando. Quite a big old chopper, that one. And here's a lovely MG. Let's just take a look around it. Here we have the Buccaneer. Last uses was the Gulf War. Which in low flight actually saved the day. Here's another beautiful steamer, just reversing up to top up with water.
You understand that road, guys?
So they needed the Navy to get to Fleetwood or the RAF to get to the airport, plus the Blackpool workers to get to work. So they covered them up. And this is what they would have looked like originally. Okay? And that was during the war they decided to cover them up. Some of them actually had sliding roofs on. So you could slide them up. Yeah? The rail coach was one of them, it had a sliding roof. And some of the balloon trams as well. Okay? A lot of them, if you notice with the rail coaches, they got the pantograph on the top. So it stops them really sliding off the wires. Where like the Bolton tram and some others have got poles on them. Now the boat trams that we have all got poles. But they did experiment for a while with pantographs. But these Victorians with the posh Sunday best were starting getting a bit of grease on them. They weren't very happy about it, so they complained. So they decided to put the poles back on. And if you look at the pole, it comes near enough to where the driver is now, even when it's up. All right, so it's away from the passengers, if you like. Okay? Now, we used to let you upstairs on this one, because you get a good view of the actual depot. But unfortunately, one of the staircases started deteriorating. So to stop it, the other side deteriorating, we decided that tourists should go up one staircase, all right, and come down. So we've got 15 people going up and coming down, and every tour that we're doing, eventually that's going to go. This is next on the list to get new base, and it's next on the list to get out. Okay? The one behind you.
And here's a rallying legend, the awesome Ford Mark I Escort. What a lovely example. These Escorts were dominant in motorsport during the 1970s, especially the rally scene.
And I done a shot of that coming all the way around there.
He was watching what you were going to do. Making way and the heavy well.
There it is. Probably one of the reasons why I came here. It's the Harrier. The British Aerospace Sea Harrier FA2 waterplane. And these are the sidewinders. The 9Ls. You hit one of these, you'll know all about it. Let me show you around this awesome replica Cobra.
you're not doing like this off-road recovery, at least the hours, three hours in one of these vehicles with driving crazy. But they do it at about the same 28 horsepower. In comparison with these big monsters that you see in front of you, they're 600 horsepower. And there's a vast difference in the actual size and the speed that things get moved about today. And from the time of the 50s up to the 60s, we had 30 manufacturers of different lorries.
Here comes the Scarmel. Just listen to the sound on this exhaust.
So the government at the time put a maximum of 20 to 60 mile an hour speed and they came from South Wales. No. But as we got law, we could only do 30 miles an hour maximum with a full paper. One of the main reasons that drivers would drop these out of gear to go down a hill because they could go a lot faster in neutral than.
And this one's the BAC Jet Provost T4. Here's another little look in the cockpit. And around. Here's the ejector seat. Here's another iconic British car, the Morgan. Let's take a good look around this.
Yes, right, that's what it's all about, isn't it? So what engines are now then? What, the twin cam or the Pinto? Pinto engine. Good, reliable engine. I'm not sure yet. I was looking to buy that.